All right, guys, welcome to Zephaniah 2, a call to repentance. So I don't know where we're going in the prophets. I just know that this is one of the ones that jumped out. Um, I've done these shorter books in another playlist. Basically, it was just a read through with just a minimal commentary. But we're going to keep working through them. Wherever the Lord leads me to go on this stuff, I'm going to cover it, even if I've already covered it, because it may be because of the times that we're in and the things that are happening. More of that stuff is going to stand out and make more sense. Sometimes prophecy, you can't tell it's been fulfilled until it's been fulfilled. And then you look at the details and go, oh, okay, I see it now. That happens. And it's very specific in its fulfillment. So we're seeing a lot of details today that are really jumping out at us, but there may be some things that the Bible speaks on that may be a little bit subtle in the world because we're not able to get a lot of that information. It is what it is. So I'm just going to keep going through these prophets until we reach wherever we're reaching. I don't know where we're going with this. I don't know what else we're going to discover. The Lord's just taking me here and there. So I'm just going to keep going because I love it. I love going with the prophets because there's so much there that we don't see and don't get to read and understand. And so now we're going to, as best we can. I can't do it perfectly. I'm not going to even begin to say I can, but we'll do the best we can. And it may be you guys watching this, it may inspire you to go and look something up, and the Lord may reveal something to you He didn't reveal to me. It happens. And so I encourage anybody that He does to share it in the comments. So a call to repentance. Gather yourselves together. Yes, gather together, O undesirable nation. That's a very harsh term. O undesirable nation. Before the decree is issued. What decree? Has anybody ever wondered what decree he's referring to? Before the decree is issued. Or the day passes like chaff. Before the Lord's fierce anger comes upon you. Before the day of the Lord's anger comes upon you. That's talking about tribulation. What decree, though? I'm interested in that, or what he's referring to. What decree? Is it just a general term, or is he referring to something specific? I wonder maybe if he's referring to the 7-year peace agreement, the covenant with many. Maybe, I don't know. But that stands out. Before the decree is issued. Because after that, everything changes. Everything changes. Verse 3, seek the Lord, all you meek of the earth, who have upheld His justice. Seek righteousness, seek humility. It may be that you will be hidden in the day of the Lord's anger. Interesting. Is that referring to the statement of the New Testament, pray that you be found worthy? It may be that you will be hidden in the day of the Lord's anger. A lot more people are starting to come around and realize not everybody that is part of the church, not everybody that says they're a Christian is going in the rapture. A lot of people will say all Christians go in the rapture. True. Who's a Christian, though? That's the question. Who's really a Christian? So they forget. You have to ask that question. Because not everybody that takes on that title and just says, yeah, I'm a Christian, is a Christian. You lead a room full of 100 people in a prayer of salvation. Only about maybe 3 of them, 2, 3, 4 of them are going to really come around and get saved. The rest of them are just saying it because that's what they were led to do. It means nothing to them. So, yeah. People always talk about Billy Graham, and I love Billy Graham. Wonderful ministry. Had the ear of the nation. Oh, he led hundreds of thousands of people to salvation. No, he didn't. I guarantee you, them stadiums full of people did not all get saved. That's evident by what we have going on today. So no. It may be that you will be hidden in the day of the Lord's anger. That's rapture right there. Incredible. This is why we're doing the prophets, guys. This is why we're doing the prophets. Verse 4, for Gaza will be forsaken. Whoa, hold on a second. Gaza? Yeah, I can see that. That's the word they use for it today. For Gaza will be forsaken, and Ashkelon desolate. They shall drive out Ashdod at noonday, and Ekron shall be uprooted. That's going to happen. You can look up those names and see what their modern day equivalent is today, and that'll tell you exactly who this is talking about. Verse 5. Woe to the inhabitants of the seacoast. Woe to the inhabitants of the seacoast, the nation of the Cherethites. Wonder who that is. The word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, land of the Philistines. Uh-oh. Philistines, Palestinians, I don't know. I will destroy you, so there shall be no inhabitants. It doesn't get any clearer than this. It's like, okay, wait a minute. Like, if you're a Palestinian, and you would be reading this, be like, wait a minute. That's us. You think Israel will be reading that going, hold on a second. This is one of our prophets. This is one of our minor prophets. That's talking about us. You think that would click? You think that would register with people? Be like, hold on a second. Are you telling me? There'd be somebody in there be getting saved being like, y'all, I love y'all. You're my countrymen. But I'm reading this Bible. There's bad stuff coming. I'm out. I'm going to go live somewhere else. I'll see y'all later. Verse 6, the seacoast shall be pastures with shelters for shepherds and folds for flocks. The coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. The coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. Notice he's talking about, remember we read in another prophet that 1/3. 1/3 of Israel shall be saved. 2/3 will not be. So not all of Israel is going to be saved, like they keep saying. All of Israel, the actual by faith Israel, will be saved. The remnant of the house of Judah will be on the coast. They shall feed their flocks there in the houses of Ashkelon. They shall lie down at evening, for the Lord their God will intervene for them and return their captives. Verse 8, I have heard the reproach of Moab. You know where Moab is? Not Moab, Utah. I believe it's over in Egypt. Egypt, Saudi Arabia region. And the insults of the people of Ammon, with which they have reproached my people and made arrogant threats against their borders. I'm not 100% sure. I keep thinking Ammon might be Syria or even Iraq or Iran. I don't know. I have to look it up again. And made arrogant threats against their borders. They're doing that right now, as we speak. Lebanon is one of them, specifically mentioned in the Bible, and they're doing it. Verse 9, therefore, as I live, says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, surely Moab, you know what? Moab might be Lebanon. I have to look it up. Surely Moab shall be like Sodom, and the people of Ammon like Gomorrah. Whoa, wait a minute. Now, we know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. So of these nations, these little areas here, and we can go look up where they're at. It's easy to find. You just Google it, and it shows you right where it is. And the people are going to be like Sodom and Gomorrah? So you think people would be reading this going, okay, that either happened in the past or it's going to happen. Well, I'm living here now, and I'm looking around, and it's not ash with little sulfur balls all over the place that rain down from heaven. It's not all destroyed. So that's a future thing. I might want to relocate. Now, they just write it off as a cool story. Overrun with weeds and salt pits, and a perpetual desolation. The residue of my people shall plunder them, and the remnant of my people shall possess them. Verse 10, this they shall have for their pride, because they have reproached and made arrogant threats against the people of the Lord of hosts. The Lord will be awesome to them, for he will reduce to nothing all the gods of the earth. People shall worship him, each one from his place, indeed all the shores of the nations. Interesting. You know he's talking about the tribulation. He's not talking about, well, he's talking about the millennial reign too. He's not talking about after that, because after that there will be no more oceans. Verse 12, you Ethiopians also, you shall be slain by my sword. And he will stretch out his hand against the north, destroy Assyria, and make Nineveh a desolation, as dry as the wilderness. The herd shall lie down in her midst. Every beast of the nation, both the pelican and the bittern, shall lodge in the capitals of her pillars. Their voice shall sing in the windows. Desolation shall be at the threshold, for he will lay bare the cedar work. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt securely, that said in her heart, I am it, and there is none beside me. Where have we seen that statement before? Do you remember the other places where that same statement is made and who it's referring to? How has she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down? Everyone who passes by her shall hiss and shake their fists. That's a cursing. You get a chance, look up that statement. I am it and there is none beside me. Look up that statement, because especially in the Old Testament, it pops up multiple times. And it's only one nation that says it. Interesting. Interesting. And of course, this whole chapter, he goes over about the remnant. The remnant and the residue of Judah. You don't talk about everybody else. Just them. They're the ones that are going to survive. They're the ones that are going to possess it. One of the previous prophets we just went through said that 1/3 of Israel will be saved, specifically 1/3. So you'd think that would give people pause. They're in Israel and they're reading that. Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, I heard what he said. I think he skipped this part. This says only 1/3 of Israel will be saved. What? I'm moving to Judah. He makes no bones about what is coming. He makes no bones about what he's going to do, and he names names. Specifically names names. So shockingly specifically that we can look at the world today and go, ooh, wow, oh, okay, I'm connecting these dots and I'm not liking the picture. I liked it at first, but I'm not liking it now. This is very serious. Yes, it is. It's extremely serious. And we can chuckle and we can laugh, but it's very serious. The Lord has made a declaration. Thousands of years made a declaration against his chosen nation. And all those around her and all those who would help her. All those who would assist her in her abominations. Or even just join her in it. Over and over in the prophets we see this. This is why these prophets were killed. And they were killed because of Israel, because they didn't like listening to what they said. I think it's Fox's Book of Martyrs that has the lists a bunch of these guys and tells what happened to them, and most of them were put to death. Almost every one of them was put to death by the ruling authority in Israel. And so when I read in the Mystery Babylon where it says the blood of the prophets, pretty easy connection, Iran didn't say, hey, you prophet, I can't believe you said that about your own nation. We're going to put you to death. No, Israel did it. They're the ones that put them to death. Little details like that make a big difference in the understanding, but I don't want to get on that subject. The point is, God has made no bones about what he's speaking of here, who he's referring to here, and how this is all going to play out, and who it's going to involve. So far in the prophets that we've read, if you've forgotten any of it, go back and watch the playlist again. He has made it very clear. He's got a big problem with Israel and what they're doing. Now, we're not allowed to judge in that way. That's his call. That's his area. We stay out of there. But we also can make sure we don't align ourselves with the evil that's being done. And that's what we're commanded to do. Don't have anything to do with that kind of evil. And so we don't. See, a lot of people support Israel. I support Israel. I don't do it the way other people do it. They wear the little pin. They send a bunch of money over to random places, not caring what it is. Okay, that's fine. But who are you supporting when you do that? Are you supporting the 2/3 that won't be saved? Or the 1/3 that will be saved? When you pray for Israel, are you praying for the 2/3 that won't be saved, or are you praying for the 1/3 that will be saved? When I ask the Lord to save his people, I'm talking about Judah. I'm talking about the 1/3, the remnant. Lord, save your people. Because I know, even though I may not like it completely, I know there's a bunch of them that aren't going to make it. Same with the church. Lord, save your church. I'm talking about the ones who really are his. I don't like that so many are going down the dark path. I don't like that so many are going the other direction. But I also am an adult, and I realize this is what's coming. Judgment is coming. It's here already, but his wrath is coming. And people are going to be on the receiving end of it. It's a reality. I may not like it, but there it is. So we have to lay our presupposed ideas about what we like and don't like aside and take what God's word says and believe it. And there will be people that will attack you for that. I cannot believe you said 2/3 of Israel were going to be destroyed and God wasn't going to save them. God's going to save all his people. I didn't say 2/3 of Israel wasn't going to be saved. He did in the prophets. We just did the prophet that said that. I have it literally on video. It's in the scriptures. God said that. I didn't. I can't believe you said that most of the church isn't going to go in the rapture. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. God said that. Jesus said that. I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of lawlessness. But that wasn't talking about the church. Really? Because the people that were standing were saying, Lord, Lord, look what we did in your name. Who does that? Not the unbeliever. People that were supposed to be believers. That's who's done that. We're going off what the scripture says here. You may hear me and my voice, but we're going off what scripture says here. So we got to take it to the scripture. Okay, what did the scripture say? Okay, God literally just said this. Why am I taking it out on other people? I need to go to God and ask him, Lord, why? And then read his word and you find out why, because he literally says why. It's an unfortunate truth, but it's a truth nonetheless. We have to accept it. It's going to happen that way, just the way he said. And he's sovereign. It will unfold the way he says it's going to unfold. Again, we may not like it, but that's the facts of the matter. And here, again, we have another prophet giving us more proof. It's going to be a bad time. And it's important for us to warn people to not be a part of that. Now, in our day and age now, as close as we are, I don't know. I'm trying to reach out to other people. I don't know how far we're going to get. I don't get too far as I can tell from my perspective. But we still have to warn people. We still have to warn them. You never know when that seed is going to be a seed that's going to sprout and grow in the fires of the tribulation. I may not be able to keep them from that time, or at least keep them from hell. I may not be able to keep them out of the seals and keep them out of receiving part of God's wrath and punishment, but maybe I can help keep them out of hell. That's better than nothing. So we have to try. Guys, that was Zephaniah 2. Zephaniah 3 will be tomorrow, the wickedness of Jerusalem. He's making no bones about the issue here. And that'll take us into, I don't know if we're going to go into Haggai or not. I don't know if we'll go into Haggai or not, we'll see. But tomorrow will be the final chapter of Zephaniah, and then we'll see where we go from there. Guys, I want you all to know I love God's word. I don't necessarily like delivering these harsh messages, but I love God's word. And so it's been put upon me to deliver this message and to speak these things that a lot of people avoid. When have you heard anybody read out of Zephaniah? Random sidebar comments and quotes off of partial verses. I never heard anybody go through Zephaniah. Yet look what Zephaniah says. Quite specifically. So let's not deceive ourselves. Let's go with what God's word says. And believe what he says. It may not be very nice. We may not like it. But that's the truth. And that's what we have to accept as the truth. It's part of us trusting him. Trusting him and his omnipotence. And his perfect will for everyone. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.